Alright, yo, what's up guys, it's Shadow. Real quick before the video starts, I'm going to put the drum kits and VSTs that I use in the video on the screen. As I always do, you guys can pause the video real quick, take a look, go try to find those drum kits. I will leave them linked down below as well. I will also say guys, I try to plug my drum kit a lot during this video, and I realize now I'm kind of overdoing it. So, I mean, obviously you do not have to buy my drum kit. I'm just trying to market myself, you know, trying to get my bag. But I mean, with that being said, if you do want to buy my drum kit for some reason, the link will be below. And one more thing, I feel like the quality of this video might not be as good as my other ones. I'm really tired and overworked personally at this moment when I'm recording and editing this video. It is like 6:43 in the morning, been up all night working on this video. You know, it's kind of rough right now. If you guys are wondering why the full beat for this video is not posted, this is because this is actually a custom beat that someone's paying me for, and I just happen to want to cover it, so that's why it's not being posted. Last few things, follow my Instagram. That is where I'm most active. That is where you can most easily reach me. And then follow me on my BeatStars. I'll put that up on the screen as well. That is where I post all my beats that I sell and also my drum kits, because I'm going to start making drum kits now more often, free and paid ones. And yeah guys, I hope you enjoy the video. Have a good day or night. Peace. Alright, yo, what's up guys, it's me Shadow. This week we're going to be covering how to make a Slump 6S type beat and kind of a Baby Santana type beat, because we're going to be basically making a beat that emulates Dakota Romani. The reason I made this beat is because someone hit me up for a custom beat and he wanted to beat in this style. So I'm just recording this before I've even asked him if he will give me permission to post this, so hopefully he'll let me. But yeah guys, let's get right into the video. Starting off, I set the BPM to 144. Because that is in the range that Dakota Romani is in, so that's why I did that. Then we have the sound selection. Starting off, most of these drums are from my kit, but I'll link all the kits below. So these are the drums. So yeah, that's it for the drums. Then we have the actual VSTs. Starting off, I used Labs with their drum preset. It's really nice for live drums. These are what they sound like. Then I have two instances of Expand 2. The first one is a blues piano. And the other one is the Dirty Lead 2, which is like a guitar lead. Then we have our Serum sounds. First off, we have the Miss the Rage sub. We have Basic Supercell 3. If you guys watch my channel, you know I absolutely love this chord preset for like all of my chords recently. This is just like my go-to sound. And then I have this growl punch sound effect that's in the hard bass presets of default Serum. And yeah guys, that is actually it. There's a couple of sound effects and stuff like that, but I'll cover that with the structuring. We're just gonna hop right into how I made this beat. Starting off, I have the piano triplet pattern, which is gonna sound like this. How I did this is actually just going to this little magnet symbol and doing third steps, and then just making a pattern in third steps, because that is what they did in the beat, so that's what I did. Then I have the sub bass, which follows the same notes as the triplet piano pattern, but just, you know, slower. It's gonna sound like this. Then I have the main chord progression, which again follows the same notes as the piano triplet pattern, but I just, you know, move a couple notes up and down octaves and stuff like that. I'm not really good with chord progression specifically, but this is what it's going to sound like. Then I have a second instance of the chord progression where I only play the first chord over and over again, except for at the very end. This is for the verse. It's going to sound like this. And if you guys heard, I actually threw in that little bass noise at the beginning and very end, because I just like to use that noise for my beats. Then the last sound is this guitar lead, which is going to sound like this. I know I say this for every pattern, guys, but basically this was also based on the main piano triplet. Usually when I'm making melodies, I get one pattern that I like, and I just embellish everything off of that, because that works best for me personally. So we have one more little melody pattern, which is just the intro, and it's going to sound like this. That is it. So now we're going to move on to the live drums. This is what the live drums are going to sound like. As for how I did this, each note is a different sound on the drums. So I basically just used these notes. If you want to copy these notes, that works. And I made my own drum pattern. The only thing special I did is this little roll with like a downward velocity. Now that we're done with the live drums, we're going to move on to the other drum. Starting off, we have this hi-hat pattern. How I did this was I made a two-step hi-hat pattern, and then I replaced a lot of the main notes in the two-step with rolls that are either higher or lower in octaves, and then on top of that I added even more rolls, especially in the lower octaves, that hit at different times. Basically, my advice for complex hi-hat patterns is to make a two-step and then just add a shit ton of rolls in different places, but keep the core of that two-step still in there. After that, I did the clap, which is the clap. I don't even need to play that because you guys know how claps work. Then I did the 808. What's really interesting about this 808 is primarily it follows only one note with a little bit of slight deviation, but this is what it's going to sound like. Basically guys, the way I made this pattern is just by going to the magnet again and doing a third step and then making a pattern that sounded nice. And at the end half, I did this little downward progressing thing. And then I turned that into a triplet pattern and I raised it up an octave like that. And it just made that really cool roll at the end. Sounds super nice. Triplet 808 rolls are just like so nice. And then the last two things I had was a snare and an open hat, which I'll play with the clap so you guys can kind of get an idea of how it will sound. It'll sound like this. So yeah guys, those are all the patterns. Now we're gonna move on to the structuring. Starting off, I just put that little piano triplet pattern, and then we have the main melody for 8 bars, and then the next 8 bars is the same main melody but with the live drums. We're gonna have a little break in the song, and for the break I put a couple of sounds in. The first one was that EQ'd bass from Serum, which is gonna sound like this. Then I have a glass break, and then I have this riser effect. If you guys want good effects, I recommend purchasing my drum kit. It has a bunch of sounds that are perfect for these styles of beats. Then we have the verse where we use that second chord progression, the more simple one, and then all of the drums pretty much play the whole time. And then basically it's a very repetitive pattern of 16 bars of a verse and then 8 bars of the main melody again. It just repeats that way, and then the very end is basically the verse drums but a little bit longer. And I guess I did do something a little cool here. I basically had a drum kit that had, some live drum fills. It was actually the Gosha kit right here, which is not free, but basically just find some drum fills and chop them up. This is what mine sounded like, but with the whole beat it sounds really nice. So yeah, that's pretty dope. And then at the end I just did a little EQ frequency because they did that in Dakota Romani. I just took out a bunch of the high end and then kind of made the audio drag off as I usually do. So now we're gonna move on to the mixing. Mixing for this beat is very bare bones. I did my typical master, which you can also get in my kit, but if you don't want to, here it is right here. Basically sustain, release, attack down, and then turn the gain up according to your beat. A soft clipper. This EQ right here is just for automation, and then I have a wave shaper at the bottom. That one growl sound for the drop, I just EQ'd it very heavily to kind of honed in on one frequencies. And then the 808, for the 808 it has a rattle, which is like a new thing that a lot of people are doing in their 808s. So I boosted a bunch of the high end so you can hear the rattle and a little bit of the low end to make it hit even harder. And yeah guys, that is actually it. That's all the mixing. I typically don't do a lot of mixing for my beats because you just need drums that sound good off rip. So yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. If you didn't, don't. Remember to hit the subscribe button. I try to post videos every week covering underground and up and coming artists that no one else is covering. And yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good day or night. Peace.